Hi Year 4, Mrs Lancaster here, back for Thursday's maths with you. I hope you enjoyed maths yesterday. I know that in school we found it a little bit tricky finding fractions of amounts, and that's okay because it was the first time we've done it. So if you found it tricky yesterday at home, that's okay. You don't need to worry. We're going to have a little bit more of a practice at finding fractions of amounts today. So just to get us started, there are a couple of questions here. The board is split in two, so there are two questions just for you to have a go at, just to get our brains thinking again. So over this side here, we can see that there are 18 footballs. How can we find a third of 18? What would you need to do? You might need to draw yourself a bar model to help you with this, or you might be able to use your multiplication facts to solve that problem really quickly. Remember that if we're finding 1/3 of 18, all we're doing is sharing 18 into 3 equal parts. That should give you a little bit of a hint. The other side of the board, we've got a big tub of sweeties. There are 24 sweets in a tube, and 2/3 of the sweets are green. Now we want to find out how many sweets are actually green. So we don't want to know what fraction of the sweets are green. It tells us that there. It tells us that 2/3 are green. We want the amount that is green. We want to find out how many of those Haribo bears are green out of 24. Bar models will be your friend. Use them to help you. Pause now, and then we'll come back and have a look at how to solve. Off you go. Right, how did you get on? So hopefully you thought about using a bar model here to help you, and I'm just going to draw my bars here to get me started. I know I'm going to need one for each question. I'm just going to make my little Haribo bears a little bit smaller and move them up to the top, and my football net a little bit smaller and move it so that I've got space for my bars. So you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to start with this one, okay, over here. We have got 18 footballs. I know that 18 is the whole, okay. I've got 18 to start with. That's my whole amount that I've got. And I've got to find 1/3 of them, okay. I need to find 1/3. So by looking at the denominator in my fraction, I know that 1/3 is dividing the whole into 3 equal parts, okay. My bar model isn't going to be equal, but don't worry about that. It's quite tricky to draw an equal bar model. Now I know my 3 times table really well. This is why it's important, everybody, that you know those times table facts really well, and those multiplication and division facts that go with them to help you with problems like this, okay. Because I know my 3 times table, I know that 1 3 is 3, 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12, 5 3s are 15. I know that 6 3s are 18. So I know that each of these parts, there must be 6, because I know that they have to all be equal. Okay, I can't have 10 in there, 6 in there and 2 in there. That's not how it works, all right? But because I know my 3 times table facts really well, I can use those and the fact family of 18, 6 and 3 to help me solve this problem. Equally, you could have moved each football, okay? That works as well. The problem with that is when we get onto bigger numbers, that's really tricky to do, like we found out yesterday. Okay, so we only wanted 1/3, didn't we? So to know what 1/3 is, we just need one part. And 1/3 of 18 is 6. Okay, so 1/3 of 18 is equal to 6. Right, so the other side then. I have got 24 sweets, right? So my whole this time isn't 18. My whole is, you're right, it is, it's 24. I'm still working in thirds. I can still see that my denominator here is showing me 3 parts. I've got to share my 24 into 3 parts. So again, my 3 times table is going to be very useful over here, because I can use that to help me know how many are in each part. Okay. Now I know that 7 lots of 3 are 21. So 8 lots of 3 are 24. So I know that this part has got 8. This part has to be equal, so it must also have 8. And this part has to be equal, so that must also have 8. Now, over here, the numerator was 1. We had a unit fraction. We needed 1 part. Over here in this question, it's different, isn't it? I can see over here that my numerator is 2. So that's telling me, that old naggy numerator is telling me that I don't want 1 part this time. I need 2 of those parts. Okay, and 2 of those parts, when I put them together, when I add them together, I know that double 8 or 8 add 8 or 2 multiplied by 8 is 16. Okay, so 2/3 of 24 is 16. So 16 sweets out of the 24 sweets were green. These 8 sweets were different colours. We don't need to worry about those though, we just needed to find the green ones. Okay, so we're going to be working with this again today, and I'm going to be flipping from this board, the flip chart board, to my whiteboard over here. Okay, so hopefully it'll work. I've got my fingers crossed because I haven't tried that before, so it's something new. Right, so you can have a go at this one if you want to. So 1/4 of 28. Okay, pause now, draw a bar model. What times table do you think you're going to need to know here? The denominator will give you a clue. Have a go and come back in a minute. Right, so how did we get on with that one then? My denominator is 4. Right, so that tells me something already, but I'm just going to start my bar off and I'm going to put in my whole, and I know that I'm trying to find 1/4 of 28. Okay, so my whole part is 28. All right, let's make it a little bit bigger. My whole part is 28, and I've got to divide it. I've got to share it between some parts, and I can see by my denominator that the parts that I need to share it into, I need 4 of them. I need 4 equal parts. So 4 is like finding a half. Sorry, not 4. Quarters is like finding a half and then finding a half of that. Okay, finding a half and finding a half of that. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts here. Now, I asked you, didn't I, which times table is going to help you? And you're absolutely right if you said the 4 times table. So if you know your 4 times table well, you will know that I know that 5 4s are 20, so it's got to be larger than 20. I know that 6 4s is 4 more than that, so that's 24. I know 7 4s is 4 more than that, so that's 28. So each of my parts here is going to be 7. Okay, and our naggy numerator is telling us that we need 1 part. We need to count 1 of these parts to find the answer here. 1 of these parts is 7. So 1/4 of 28 is equal to 7. Okay. Bar models are your friends when finding fractions. Right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to do a lot more practice because I think it's really important. And I have said that I want you to complete 2 from the blue side and 2 from the pink side. And I've said that for a reason. And the reason is that the fractions over here, if you look at them, all have a 1 as the numerator. I wonder if you can remember what type of fraction that is. Yeah, you're right. It's a unit fraction, isn't it? So these are unit fractions, which are a little bit easier to find than these guys over here on the pink side, where my numerator is greater than 1. Can you remember what type of fractions these are? Yeah, when the numerator is greater than 1, we've got a non-unit fraction. Okay, so I want you to have a go at 2 from the blue side and 2 from the pink side. I don't mind which ones you choose, it's entirely up to you. But I'm going to go to my whiteboard now, which is down here, and I am going to use some equipment to help me here. Now, you might not have this equipment at home. I'm hoping it goes to my whiteboard on my table. There it is. So hopefully that's going to work. Can you see that okay? Fantastic. So I'm going to use some equipment because I've got quite a big number here. Okay. Let's try and get it in focus for you guys at home. I apologise, it's going in and out and being a bit silly. So I can see that I've got to find 1/8 of 56. So my whole is 56. Now, I could use, well, what times table could I use? I could use my 8 times table here to support me with this. Okay, if you know it, if you're confident. If not, I will put a times table, Matt in the Google Drive for you. I'm sorry, my brain went a little bit funny then. It's the end of the day, I forgot. Okay, I've got 56 and I know that my denominator is telling me that I need 8 equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 equal parts. Now, if I don't know my 8 times table, I've got some equipment in school here that can help me. Now, you've all seen these before. These are called Deans. These are called base 10. Okay, and each of these sticks you can see is equal to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and I can see that I've got 56. So I'm going to build 56 here. I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, I'm going to lie them out so that you can see that I've got 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I've got 60 there. I only need 50. It's a good job I checked. That's what good mathematicians do. They check. I've got 50, 5 sticks of 10, and then I want some ones, and I want 6 ones. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are my 6 ones. Now, if you haven't got these at home to help you, which I'm guessing you haven't, that's okay, because what you can do is you can just make yourself some. You can get some scrap paper and you can make yourself a stick of 10. You can make yourself some little ones, or you can draw them, okay? And you know that when we draw them, a line is the same as a stick of 10 and a dot is the same as 1, okay? So this represents a 10 stick, this represents a 1. So if you haven't got the equipment, there's no excuses. You can either build them or you can draw them, all right? If you're finding it tricky, this is going to help you today, or if you found it tricky yesterday. So I've got to share my 56 equally between these 8 parts. I can see a problem already, because if I try and share a 10 stick, I've only got 5 of them. I've got 50. So I've got some parts here that don't have a 10 in them at all. Okay, so what can I do here? What could I do with these 10 sticks? I can hear you all shouting at me. You're all shouting at me, exchange them for ones, Mrs. Lancaster. I can hear you. So I'm going to exchange this 10 for 10 ones. 1, 2. Good mathematicians should count in 2s, really. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. I've still got a problem though, because I haven't got enough 10 sticks, have I? Right. Well, this is going to take me a long time if I've got to exchange all these 10 sticks for ones. So that's not going to be an efficient method, is it? Maybe Deans isn't the right equipment to solve this problem. Maybe I need to use some place value counters instead. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Again, if you haven't got them, you can make them, or you can draw them. 10, whoop, 1. All right? There's no excuses if you haven't got the equipment. You know how to draw them. We do it all the time in school. So I'm going to have the same problem here, aren't I? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I haven't got enough. So again, I'm going to have to exchange all those, which is going to give me lots of ones, which is going to take a long time to count out. I'm going to have to use my times table facts here. I'm going to have to use my times table facts to help me here. Okay, if you don't know your 8 times table, don't worry, there's something in the Google Drive that can help you, that times table grid, but you could use your 4 times table and double it. All right, but I know my 8 times table because I learnt them when I was at school. It's important that you do it. So I know that 1 8 is 8, 2 8s are 16, 3 8s are 24, 4 8s are 32, 5 8s are 40, 6 8s are 48, 7 8s are 56. So in each of these parts, I am going to put a 7. But I don't want to count all of them. That's my whole. I only need one part. And one part is 7. So 1/8 of 56 is equal to 7. Okay? That's that side of the board. Right, we're going to move over to the other side. I'm going to move my visualizer. Ooh, hopefully it'll reach. There we go. Ooh. Right, so now I don't want to find one of anything anymore. My numerator's changed. I'm finding a non-unit fraction now. Okay, I've got a non-unit fraction. All right, so again, if you need to, use the equipment. If you haven't got it, make it or draw it. Okay, my whole is 63. My denominator tells me how many parts I need to divide my whole into. The dividing denominator, I call this, to help me remember. And I need 7 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite equal on the end there, but hopefully you can forgive me. Now, if I don't know my times tables, I'm going to need to know my 7s here. Never fear, you can hop over to the Google Drive. Or you could draw yourself some Deans. Or you could just try with some numbers. Now, this is another way to do it. I could start and I could put 10 in each of my parts. I've only got 63 as my whole, remember. If I do that, I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So that's not going to work. So a little bit of trial and error here as well. So I'm going to get rid of all those 10s. 10s is too big. Can't put a 10 in each one. Gone over 63. So what I can do is I'm going to try 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay. Haven't got up to 60 yet. But I know if I put another 5 in each one, that's going to be 10 again. So that's going to be too many. So I'm going to try 2s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 37, 39, 41, 43, 45, 47, 49, 51, 53, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. I can see that each of my parts hasn't got 522 in it. It's got 5, add 2, add 2. It's got 9. Each of my parts has got 9. Okay. But I don't want one part this time. Oh, no, no. Naggy numerator is telling me I need 3 parts. So I have to count 3 parts. I have to count 3 of these 9s. You could do 9, add 9, add 9, which equals 27, or you can do 3 lots of 9 equals 27. So 3/7 of 63 is equal to 27. Okay, so hopefully that's helped you a little bit. I'm going to whiz back over to the flip chart. All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do now is I'm going to ask you to pause in a moment, and then you're going to do 2 from this side, 2 from this side, and then the answers are on the next page, so you're going to mark yourself again today. Okay, have as much time as you need. I would say do bar models to help you. Even if you can do your times tables, just draw them to make sure that you're getting used to that. Okay, so have a go. Pause now. Right, hopefully you had a good go, because here are the answers. All right, so you can see all the answers, so you'll be able to mark the ones that you did, because you might have done different ones to each other, and I hope that you did a good job, because we are going to need to use what we know in a bit of a quiz show now. actually. There's been a bit of a problem. As you know, it's World Book Day today, official World Book Day. Harrison World Book Day is next Friday when you're all back in school. But Matilda, she's read all her books. She loves reading. And we're going to be a really good friend. And we're going to go on this game show to try and help her win some money so that she can buy some new books. But, of course, we want to win the box that's got the most money in it. And there are 3 different rounds, okay? So you will find this sheet in the Google Drive with all the questions on. So it's basically open the box. So we are going to be given a choice of 2 boxes. So we have got to decide whether we'd rather choose box A, which is 1/5 of £65, or box B, which is 1/6 of £84. Now, you're really good at this because you've just spent lots of time practicing those skills here. So I'm not going to do the maths with you for this. I will put the answers on the Google Drive. But your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to help Matilda find the boxes that have got the most money in. Okay, so you're going to have to do some working out of the fractions. So this is round 1. When you've done round 1, you can go on to round 2. Okay. Got different fractions here, and then round 3 you've got 3 boxes to choose from. So which one out of these 3 boxes should Matilda choose? Okay, you can see that all the fractions are unit fractions, so you're only finding one part. Remember, you can use those times table facts to help you here as well. Okay, so this could take you a little while. You've got a bit of working out to do. I'll put the answers to this on the Google Drive. I'm going to ask you to pause now, and then you're going to have a go, and then you're going to come back because I'm going to share one final challenge with you and talk to you about your super challenge today. Okay, so pause now. Are you going to be good friend to Matilda? Can you help her find as much money as she needs? Off you go. Hope you helped Matilda. Hope you managed to find the boxes with the most money in them. A couple of other quick questions to challenge you and stretch that brain even further if you've got a little bit more time left. So we've got a problem here. Rosie has got 1/6 of 24. And Mia's got 1/3 of 24. And Alex has got 6 counters. Okay, so they must have counters. So Rosie must have 24 counters, but she's got 6 of them. All right. What you need to do is you need to work out how many counters Rosie and Mia have got, and then you're going to order them from the person with the least counters to the person with the most counters. Okay, so again, you're going to be thinking about using these bar models here to help you, all those times table facts, to solve that problem there. All right. I'm going to leave you with that one. You can come back and do that one in a minute, because there's a final little challenge for you here. It's an I know this, so that helps me know this challenge. Okay, you can see that the bar model's already been done for you here, so a bit of your work has been done. But I can see that I know that 3/10 of 40, here they are, here are the 3/10, are equal to 12. If I know that fact, how does it help me work out this one and this one? How does it help me work out 1/10? How does it help me work out 3/10 of 80? Can you see any relationships between the numbers? The answers will be on the Google Drive. That's it from me for today. But if you would like a super challenge, we've got Miss Ashcroft doing a guest appearance today. So she has made you a video for the super challenge. That will also be on the Google Drive in the maths folder if you'd like to have a go at that. Have a fantastic day of learning. Okay. Tomorrow you're going to be following the White Rose videos again, and we're going to be putting what we've learned over the past 2 days into solving some problems. So we're going to have them in a problem context. Okay, so you're going to have some word problems and maybe comparing and using those symbols, those inequality symbols of greater than, less than, and equal to. All right, so I'm going to leave you for today. I hope you've enjoyed maths today. Keep practicing those fractions, all right? I know they're tricky, but the more you do them, the better you will get. Those times table facts though are super important. It is really, really important that you practice them, especially Y4L, because we don't want Y4O or Y4P to win times table rock stars this week. I didn't say that out loud to everybody, but Y4L, you know what you need to do. Okay, I will leave you for today. Have a great day of learning. Really excited to see you all on Monday. See you later.